The co-leader of Germany's far-right AfD party is calling on the government to step up deportations to Syria. Speaking to the public German broadcaster ARD, Alice Weidel accused the Chancellor Friedrich Merz of failing to act on migration. In the election campaign earlier this year, Merz had promised to curb irregular immigration and significantly increase deportations. The AfD is now the biggest opposition party in parliament. Alice Weidel said change is long overdue.
For 10 years, everyone has been let in, so we need to deport everyone who is required to leave the country. For example, and let's just talk about the Syrians, there are 215,000 Syrians in Germany. That's the equivalent of a city of people who have been told to leave. And I ask myself, where are the deportations?
And for more on this, I'm now joined by our political correspondent Matthew Moore. Matthew, deporting Syrians with what we've just heard and the situation in Syria, how realistic is that?
Well, the numbers that the AfD are talking about at the moment, I would say, are unrealistic. But what's really interesting here is just to see this anti-immigration party try to put pressure on the new Conservative government on this issue of who is in Germany and who has the right to be here. And that's because the new Conservative government has come in and it's been very tough on migration. It's put that at the core of its early weeks in government. And that's going down well in the polls. You see people responding well to that. And so the AfD now is scrambling to find an answer to that. So they've said, OK, we've got 215,000 people that the government says do not have the right to remain in Germany, and they're Syrians. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they should be deported and that they're due to be deported. There's various reasons why you might be in that category. But the AfD is saying, look, that's a lot of people. When are you going to start deporting? Now, on Friday, Friedrich Merz, the Chancellor, said we are in touch with the new Syrian regime about deporting people, but it's worth saying they are talking about, in the first instance, criminals, not any old Syrians that are here in Germany. But they're trying to get moving on this issue because they realise that it is a concern that is out there among the German population about who has the right to be here and whether or not Germany can send people back. And so you're seeing the AfD try to find a way to hurt the CDU on this issue because they know that it's their core topic, their core policy, the AfD's, is anti-immigration. And if the CDU takes that from them, then they're in danger.
Now, speaking of danger for the AfD, the party was classified as right-wing extremist by Germany's domestic intelligence agency. The party is contesting that classification. Did she address that, Alice Weidel?
Yeah, this was obviously going to be a part of this summer interview. What was really interesting as well was this interview was hard to listen to because it was marred with protests. There was people. It was held outside on the River Spree in Berlin, and there was just protests throughout, so you couldn't really hear them. And that's because the party isn't like an ordinary party in Germany. They are on the far right, and as you say, in early May, the Office for the Protection of the Constitution said that they were a proven right-wing extremist case, and that's because they said that the party distinguishes between Germans who have German ancestry and citizens who have got German passports but maybe have migrant backgrounds. And they say that's not compatible with the Constitution. And ultimately, it will be for the courts to decide. She was asked, well, will you agree with the courts? And she didn't really answer the question, so quite telling because she didn't want to criticise the courts, but at the same time, she didn't say we have full faith in the judges. So we saw there, we got a glimpse of what she thinks about that.
Our political correspondent Matthew Moore there. Thank you very much, Matthew.